You're going to be part of the old earth. If you do not believe in a higher power and you don't believe in God, then you are going to struggle your way through this dimension. That's what they want. They want to keep you subscribed and prescribed on the hamster wheel, eat, sleep, entertainment, nothing else.
I had kind of lost my way for so many years. It was like I lost my connection with God. I stopped praying. I started to believe that I am God. But
Wow.
I'm not God. If I'm God, why do I have to ask God to help me to get through something? Because I have the power.
You want to be light force?
You have to be rooted in God.
Shayoon is a world-renowned healer, artist, and co-founder of the Light Force Center, where she helped pioneer Light Force healing, a transformative modality designed to help people release trauma, clear generational patterns, and reconnect with their true power. Through her work, she has guided thousands worldwide toward deeper healing and self-awareness. Blending ancient spiritual practices with modern energy principles, Shayoon's mission is simple: help people awaken, heal, and step fully into their purpose.
Yeah, you better. Guess you want this, I want this. Everybody in this world should have it. Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Yeah, you better. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if you tried it. You're the artist, I'm the mess, and happily be found the new in your hands.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Unlimited with Elisabeth Carson. Today I'm so excited. Not only am I in Dubai, but I'm with my girl, Shayoon. We have been trying to connect for years, guys, so I cannot wait to talk to you. This is really exciting for me. So welcome to my show.
Thank you so much for having me. And it's been so long. We've been in touch, but now in divine timing, in the year of the horse, we are here galloping.
I know.
Through it. Thank you, babe. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And you know what?
I'm so excited.
I've seen your growth, girl. Like, I have watched you from probably 5 years ago until now, and it's like you just shine and kept shining and kept shining.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you
all
so
your
much.
success.
Thank
yes.
you.
For people that don't know you from my following, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Shayoon. I am a healer. I'm a heartist. I like to call myself a heartist, meaning I do everything from the heart, and I don't have one hat that I wear. So I'm an artist. I'm a musician. I'm an actress. I'm a mother. I'm a philanthropist. You know, I am. And I feel like you can't just put yourself into one little box. Like, we're not just one thing. Yes. So as long as we're doing it from the heart and, we're moving in that faith, then I think that's how you impact. I'm known as a healer. I have a company and a healing modality, the Light Force Center and Light Force Healing, and we help empower people to heal themselves and then move on to their purpose.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, you were just speaking at the 1 Billion Summit. So how was that? What did you speak on?
You know, it was absolutely an honor because I was with Mona Sharma. You know Mona. She's an amazing nutritionist, celebrity nutritionist. She's Will Smith's nutritionist for many years. And Samantha Prabhu, who's this massive Indian actress. She has like 40 million followers, and she's like just really big advocate for wellness as well. Yeah. So it was an honor to be on the panel with them, and we spoke about wellness. They're also experts in the wellness industry, but it was more geared towards women and how women can overtake, their emotional wellness. Yeah. And so I just basically spoke on, being in Dubai and in our culture. I'm African. I was born in Nairobi. As an African, Indian, Pakistani woman, our cultures are a lot different, as I'm sure it is for, many ethnicities. But we're oftentimes, taught to suppress our voice and not speak our truth and do all of that. So we were just trying to encourage everybody to just step into their truth, to become their full power. And I think the biggest takeaway for everybody there was that, because it was a content creator summit, right? So they were asking, as a creator, like, what can we do to elevate, and how do you guys, deal with like the fast-paced life and constantly creating. And me, I'm big on just be who you are, be yourself. And I just spoke about, like, you cannot create content as a trend of what everybody else is doing. You have to do what you want, wear what you want, say what you want, and not be judged for it. Because me as a healer, everyone's like, why is she dressing, I'm high fashion, I'm at Fashion Week, I'm still that girl, but I don't have attachment to material. And I think that's a key difference. So just authenticity was a big one, I think, for the summit.
Yeah. That's so beautiful that you're saying all these things. You know what I'm finding so interesting is the fact that so many women are rising up with the same message right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like we're waking up to see that our voices and our power has been suppressed for such a long time. And it's not about feminist movement or anything like that, but it's really about just embodying our creative power and not being scared to be authentically ourselves.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, society has really conditioned us that this is bad. You know, we're emotional beings where we have cycles, you know, but it's like if the world were to learn to move with our cycles, it's like magic, you know?
Of course. Everything has to move in alignment and flow. And that's why I always say also, like, everyone, you know, as a healer, everyone's like, but I feel bad because, like, so many people are going through so much other stuff. And I always say it's irrelevant. You know, if you can change your vibration, you are actually contributing to the earth, because if you stay at a lower vibration, everything is energy, right? All of this energy, and the rest is just matter, or is it matter and all energy, right? So it depends on how you go about it. But, you know, I think the real focus should be aligning yourself to the point where you can be happy in a place, because that does contribute to the vibration of the earth.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you think so or not. It's a fact, you know?
Absolutely. I say the same thing. I'm like, yo, it's no amount of stress is ever going to help anything.
No.
So why not, like, contribute yourself and your power to the collective instead of your stress by paying attention to things that you can't even control?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Have to.
Yes. So Shayoon. And her name, guys, is Shayoon, not Shayoon. It's Shayoon. Okay.
Tell them.
Yes. Okay, so for you, when was it that you kind of realized and, like, woke up to this and were, you know, kind of just went on your path? Was it something that happened?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was in a terrible car accident when I was in my teens. And long story short, they did what they do, and they told me I wasn't going to be able to walk again. I'm not going to be able to have children. I'm not going to be able to have a life, and subscribed and prescribed to the system. Yeah. And so that was a really big turning point for me, because I believed them for such a long time. And I was like, nobody put me into any sort of emotional healing or therapy. Was very like hospital and let's take all these pills and maybe hopefully one day you'll feel better. Yeah. It's not a solution, right? And so when you're vulnerable and at that age and you're so young, there's really nothing more that you look for than actual guidance and help. And unfortunately, the system and the medical system, there's a time and place for it. Of course, I'm so grateful for that industry, but there should also really be help and healing, I think, available in all hospitals, especially after severe trauma of, you know, car crashes and that. And unfortunately, it was a really long time ago. I didn't have, you know, that was almost 20 years ago. I didn't have any of that guidance. So I believed them. I was on so much medication. I was on antidepressants. I was on every pain pill. You know, I got my youth, I feel like, taken away from me at such a young age because I was just always in so much pain. And then I had my awakening whenever I met my husband, Alexander, and he taught me a technique called emotional freedom technique. Yes. And that, you know, that's like surface, but it's a mastermind technology that can actually just help your emotions, right? And so that was like a surface level kind of situation for me. And so one day we were in Vegas at the trade show for Magic, because do you remember Spirit Hoods, the faux fur animal hats with the paws that was like at every music festival?
Maybe, yeah, I think so.
So he was designing a hood for Bieber and Snoop or whoever it was, and I was just like, I can't go. I made it to Vegas, and he's like, why? And I'm like, I'm in so much pain. I couldn't even touch my toes anymore. My back was really, really insanely damaged. And he was like, look, I'm sick of your story that you're always in pain and that you're, you know, and he actually grew up in California, but his parents moved him to a farm when he was really young, from Malibu. So he grew up really in a holistic lifestyle, and all of his family, like his brother and everyone else, was already into martial arts. And so he had been practicing this his whole life. And I, on the other hand, was not, you know. I grew up Muslim. It was a very different culture. Spirituality and meditation is kind of frowned down upon. And so even sometimes called black magic. So you don't really mess with that stuff. Like meditation, what's that? Like connecting into a different source outside of just God is what the fear is, I believe, around it. But the connection is really, it's just one source, right? So he was like, I'm sick of it. You're so connected to your pain body. Just sit down and try this. Because I used to decline it. I'm like, I don't want to try your weird meditation stuff. Like, what is this weird voodoo, whatever. Babe, within 5 minutes after we did EFT, I was touching my toes, FaceTiming my parents like this, like, oh my God, I can move again. I couldn't even like bend like half, like serious.
Chills all over.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, holy shit, like this is a phenomenon. And I became obsessed. And that was like that was my great awakening, that you can heal anything through the power of releasing the emotions around what it is that you're going through physically, right? Yes. So I had anger, I was pissed, I was sad, I was depressed, I was lonely because I was missing out on my life. And then all of a sudden I'm in Vegas like, yo, guess what? I'm back, And so I became obsessed with wanting to show the world that.
Yeah.
And then that started my whole journey of, I went to the Amazon. I studied with the elders and the indigenous. I did Reiki. I did nutrition. I did everything I could to become really well, educated in all of the modalities. And then we came up with a modality called the Light Force Healing modality, which is one of the #1 programs in the world now.
Yes, explain it. Tell me about it.
So Light Force Healing is really beautiful, and we believe that healing is not a lifelong journey and that it has an end date, but you have to choose that, right? So we always say, and I'm a big fan of people who are wanting to do the work and take care of themselves, but there's only so much talk therapy you can do. You really need real life tools and solutions, right? Otherwise, you're just going to be on the same couch forever, and you're going to be on the same medicine. I mean, I've been there. Like, I get what it's like to be addicted to things. And so I think that also made me very hopeful, because, when you're so addicted to the feeling of what the chemicals give you, when you take that away, it's a big deal to wean off of it. And for me, it was nothing. It was so cool. Like, I was like, oh wow, I don't need this crutch to feel better. My numbness.
Real quick. So addiction is not about people getting addicted to the drug. So people get addicted because pain is unbearable and relief is available. This is the level.
Say it again.
People get addicted because pain is unbearable and relief is available.
Amen.
Not because they're addicted to the drug, because the drug is addictive.
Yeah.
This is like...
And they're addicted to their pain body, and that's all they know as well, right? Boom. So you become that person. I am sick. I am depressed. I am sad. This is who I am. Leave me alone. Anger, So when you start to change the vibration of that topic and your body is listening, it's like on a full track to healing, right? So so I was just like, we have to do this. So Light Force Healing is an amalgamation of something called emotional mapping, which is the key difference between what we do and everything else. So it's an Excel sheet. It's not fun. We always say healing is the easy part, but uncovering all of everything that's ever happened to you, all the people, all the emotions, every character, mom, dad, brother, sister, dog, ex-boyfriend, whatever it is, it goes on this map. Okay. We map everything from your emotional state to your physical state. So you have the sheet. What physical symptoms are you going through? Do you have IBS, cancers, autoimmune disease, whatever it is, right? And you rank it on a scale of 0 to 10 based on where it is now, like what you feel now, right? And then your emotional state, same thing. There's like a very long list. So you number your anxiety, your depression, your loneliness, your misunderstood, whatever it is, right? And on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst. Most people's maps are at 10s emotionally, just even if you don't have anything physical. And I want to say that if you don't take care of what's going on emotionally, it will manifest into something physical, okay? It's psychosomatic, it's science. This has nothing to do with, spirituality or anything else in that form. It's actual science. It will turn into something physical, right? So if we don't take care of what's going on emotionally, then we're going to have a whole list of health problems, right? So a lot of times people have, the most common thing is anxiety, depression, autoimmune diseases. IBS is really common for trauma. And then if not, hopefully worse, the dis-ease. So when you can look, because, also when you're going through a lot and you have trauma, you have a million things running through your head. You don't know where to start. So if you map it, you have a roadmap.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually can say, like when people map, they're like, whoa, I didn't see it like that, but okay, now I understand it. And so what we do is a complete mixture of all of the years. I'm going on 15 years now with this company.
Yes.
So it's a really powerful tool, and it's a 4-week process. And that's a pretty cool thing to only have 2 hours once a week for 4 weeks to clear your entire life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
yeah.
it works. And so every single character, so for example, that's the physical and emotional. Now we get into the character side. So we like to start from the bottom. We always say, who messed you up the most, mom or dad, but you start with childhood or what you can remember, because oftentimes you can't remember anything. Yeah. So here's an example of a map. And so on the map for the housing sentence, on a map for the housing sentence, you don't need the whole damn story. You just need to say, the time when I was 5 years old and bullied on the playground, I felt. Okay? And you don't only feel one emotion, and that's the thing. So you have a whole host of other emotions underneath that housing sentence. I felt depressed, I felt sad, I felt lonely, I felt unwanted. And then you rank those as if you were thinking back to that time and space now. And most people, when they think back to it, they still feel those emotions out of 10. So you're an adult carrying around all of those emotions from when you were 5 and a million more, thousands of other lines, right? So we systematically clear it, and we show you how to clear it. The quantum healing hypnosis technique, deep. We have our own process. But when you can connect to that sentence, and then you go in and you clear it, and it comes down to a 0, we call that healed. But you can, you cut yourself, you're bleeding, you would put a Band-Aid on it, you wouldn't bleed all over the place, you would tend to your wounds, right? Yeah. Same as emotion. But you're going to look at your scar and it doesn't hurt anymore. So you're going to say, a time when I was on the playground and I felt bullied. You think about it, you feel about it, healed. It doesn't hurt anymore, right? But we have to uncover and we have to heal the hurt. Yes. And so that's what we do until it's gone. And it's really deep, because theta brainwave is where you need to be in order, in order to be able to release deep trauma. And I think the other most important thing is you can't heal unless you forgive, right? Yeah. And forgiveness is key. So if you can connect to your heart in the midst of pain, which is what we make people do, is go back into love. Yeah. We're born from love. Everything else is taught, right? Yes. Connect to your heart in the midst of pain, and you can forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you do. And so that the power they have held over you is released, and you can get your power back. Then it's clockwork. Yeah. I mean clockwork.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Testimonials of ours. I mean, I can't say cured or, done, but testimony is, we're talking about literally the worst of the worst.
Miraculous healings and stuff.
I have people who've been raped by their fathers. I have healed. Yeah. And so the prerequisite to the full embodiment of healing of your purpose, the prerequisite to the full embodiment of your purpose is to heal first. So you don't have to be a wounded person delivering wounded results. Right. Please heal first before you try to go help somebody else. Yes. Please take care of yourself. And it's a really short, beautiful process. Yeah. And it's working. And that's why I'm here.
God, you're a godsend.
Thank you.
Wow. Because you know what? So I study neuroscience, like deeply. And there are ways, because, trauma is a neural connection, right? So it's an emotional neural connection that's so strong and hardened within you. And if you can light that connection up by thinking about the pain while in theta, while the subconscious is open, and turn that neural connection and fill it with love, then boom, it switches that connection into gratitude, and it helps you to forgive. Yeah. Because I couldn't forgive for so long. Yeah. And I was like, okay, everyone's like, forgive. I'm like, but how? How?
Yeah, you have to get rid of the pain. And that's how. It's all interconnected. All of these beautiful modalities, that's what we did. We put them all together into one to make it a faster space for people to heal and safety,
Beautiful. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe. So how did that like download to you?
Yeah.
I mean, God said, yes, of course.
Over so many years of different things.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, Shayoon, like our stories are very,
Yeah,
very much similar.
Yeah.
We're on like the similar path of trying to help people to reach their highest potential. And I love what you said, that before you go try to help others, you got to help yourself.
It's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that I was missing. And this is what I've realized very recently, actually, is I was not connected to my identity, right? And what I needed to do. So I was
Just
aligning.
giving.
Yes, with these masks, these shields, because I was maybe scared to show up, you know? So I was always building others and doing for others. And I finally realized it's not about that, right? I mean, yes, help others, but you have to help others from a full cup. Because if you're pouring from empty, then you're getting empty results.
100%.
And if you fill yourself up and you pour from the overflow by being selfish, by helping you first, 100%. It's like the love is and the energy that you're able to give is magnified and exponentially increased.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that. And you know, it's so important to also understand that most of us, especially women, we're just givers naturally by God, right?
Yeah.
We're here to serve. We're naturally maternal. We want to do more, you know, for people, but it's a burnout. It's the quickest way to, you know, feel stressed is to not be able to give the same amount of love and the same protection to yourself that you give to everybody else, you know, and maybe because a lot of people don't feel deserving or because of what they've gone through, but it's not selfish. It's a non-negotiable. You have to take care of yourself first. You have to put your own oxygen mask on first before on the flight. What do they tell you? Put yours on first before you give somebody else oxygen, right? Because you have to save yourself. No one's coming to save you. There's angels that will show up and they'll teach you, and that's my motto. I'm not your healer. I am not your guru. You're gonna sit down and I'm gonna teach you how to do it yourself, because you have to stop giving your power to everybody else. Stop it. Go back in, sit with yourself, go inwards, and you have all the answers. And if you want it, this is the other most important thing for healing. If you say, yes, I'm ready to heal, then your body will listen.
Yeah.
If you're still like, and you want to stay in the old paradigm, it's not going to work, right? So I think the power of yes, mixed with the power of no, with boundaries for other things, you can just elevate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's interesting. You said this before. You had mentioned the story that you were telling yourself. So you were attached to that story. And I think
it became who I was.
Yes, but we have to think about it. So women, yes, we are very nurturing, very helpful. And I think it goes a little overboard, and then it's like we tell ourselves a story. So like mothers, for instance, maybe they have 4 kids and a husband, and they're doing all these different things, taking their kids to the sports, breakfast, dinner, packing the lunches, still going to work, coming back. So all of that is sitting on their shoulders, and they're in their mind, if I don't do this, my family's going to fall apart. I have to do this. I have to do this. And slowly you're killing yourself by that story that you're attached to, that everything is going to fall apart if you don't do this. And you're slowly growing resentment within you. And that eventually turns into physical ailments, autoimmune disease, and then boom, you're sick in the hospital. But think about it. Did your whole family fall apart? And did, you know what I'm saying? No, you fell apart.
And now they're going to because they don't have you anymore and you're in the hospital.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So it's a domino effect of
it is.
Yeah.
We have to stop aligning with that story.
Yeah. And you have to give up the old story and your old pain body. Like, you are not your pain body unless you just really want to be.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's so important.
Yeah.
Well, it's such beautiful work that you're doing. I mean, I just like, seriously. I mean, and it's so
you too.
interesting though, how people that are meant to connect can live in completely opposite ends of the world and still.
We were meant to come together.
Yeah.
Everything is written.
Yeah.
You know, even this water that we're drinking from today was purchased from somewhere else, but it was supposed to be for me.
Yeah.
You know, the banana that I ate was the banana from whichever country that I was going to eat. The same with, you know, if we're meant to connect, then we're meant to connect. And I think it's always really cool to see divine timing, like me and you. You and I have been in contact for so many years, but it was supposed to be here in Dubai. You're in America, I'm in Africa, but we're meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's really important because I think all of the all of the teachers and all of the people who are here to elevate are really coming together right now.
Yes.
The conscious ones.
Right.
The real ones.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Let's
that.
talk
Let's talk about that, girl.
All right, let's go.
Look, okay.
You're welcome for the segue.
No, all right. Let's get into it real quick. Let me just put it out there. So, so my experience, right? And let me just talk about me personally.
Yeah.
And this is my experience. So no one can take this from
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so I entered this community, right? The community of spiritual, awakened, conscious, right? And I got hated on more than I've ever been hated on in my life. And I'm like, if we're conscious, trying to help the world, I'm not understanding the toxicity of the projection of what is happening here. Like this is because the minute that you spew out negative, it is only from a place of you, right? That is you. That is your mirror. So where is that stemming from? It's never about the situation or the person. It's always about you in here, you know? So it's like, I was just wondering, I was curious, like, why are all these people just dogging me? Because, I mean, I'm not the right color, you know what I'm saying? I talk weird. I'm from, you know what I'm saying? It's all these different things, all these judgments. And so I felt very just not welcomed into
it's sad.
the community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Tell me, girl.
So, unfortunately, a lot of the spiritual community is, they're all Band-Aids. They're just masking everything. They're just putting everything on top of everything. And they haven't really done the real work. And they're just trying to get by, like I said earlier. They're wounded.
Yeah.
They're all wounded. That has nothing, all of their opinions have nothing to do with you. Right. Anybody that has anything negative to say is all their own shit because they haven't taken care of it. If you are in the, and I would like to also note that I have been the number one hated on in every opinion, you know. She's this, she's that, she looks like this, she wears this, how can she be spiritual if she's at Fashion Week? Like, it's like you don't even need to respond to it because it's an insult to your intelligence that you even have to have these conversations at this point in time, you know? And so we are dealing with a community who's also spreading it, right? So it's becoming very culty, I'm sorry. It's really freaking people out.
Yes.
And that was, I think, the cool thing about you and I, too, as healers. Like, I'm approachable to everyone because I am the same. You will see me talk like this to you. I will talk like this to everybody else. I don't filter myself to, I am just going to wear my linen clothes, no deodorant, my beads, and sit, you know, around and have meaningless, pointless conversations with people who really just have no idea what's happening. And I think there's a lack of, there's a lot of sexual distortion, a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's actually these people who are making all these claims and doing these weird things end up being the ones who are wounded the most and are actually spreading their you know, unhealed trauma to the people that they're trying to heal. And it's very disgusting and it's very sad, which is why trust is huge, you know? And somebody said this to me the other day, like, I can't believe you responded to me yourself. And I'm like, you have to be so grounded in who you are and what your messaging is authentically that people feel comfortable and they trust you. There's not one, I mean, you could just look at somebody and judge, right? Or there's a difference between judgment and observation. I observe, right? But then I make my decision based on my intuition, which is usually always right, you know? And it's starting to feel really culty. There's a lot of sexual distortion and there's a lot of misinformation.
Yes.
And I just feel like that the common denominator between all of that are these people don't really have enough faith in God. And that's about it. And if you're God's people and you're here to do God's work, you have no space to be delivering any other messages except for that are, you know, any sort of distortion because God's messengers aren't distorted.
Right.
You know?
Yes. You hit it on the head. Seriously.
Yeah.
And it's very sad to me too because, you know, a lot of people that search out this healing, right? That search out the work, they find the people that are the most wounded but are covering with serious masks.
That's a great point. So all of these people that also are preaching a lot about narcissist this and that, and you could tell that their egos are in front of them, not behind them.
Yes.
Are the actual narcissists that
Yes.
are preying on people who are vulnerable to be able to say, well, let me help you, right? Because that's what they do.
Yes.
They go and they find their prey, and then they continue, and then when that person figures it out, they'll go find another one, right? And unfortunately, they're doing it in the name of spirit, in the name of God, and that's devil's work too.
Yes, it is. It's dark.
It's evil. It's a bit scary, you know. But you just have to always, and is same advice with everything else. You just really have to go inward and always ask yourself, like, do I want to do this? Do I want this person to help me? Or should I seek out? And, you know, just ask from the universe just to align you with the people that you're supposed to be aligned with. But I think also when you're vibrating in a lower, you know, frequency because of everything that you're going through, it's also harder to differentiate.
Exactly.
But, you know, you have to also, I think a great advice for it is to see who these people are surrounding themselves with. Because you can tell from my circle within a second what kind of people and who I'm involved with, right? And what I involve myself with.
Yeah.
And that says a lot, right? Because in the spiritual community, you could take one look and be like, oof, that's not in alignment, right?
Yeah.
Or even if you have a doubt or a question, you're like, I don't know, you know?
That
so just
intuition.
trust what, even,
Listen.
you know, I messed up a lot of my life last year. I'll be completely honest with you, because I wanted to give some people the benefit of the doubt and just, you know, help, because that's who I am. I'll give you the shirt off my back if you like it.
Yeah.
But I did have a flash of, oh, this is a bad idea, but fuck it, I'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
And that is, you'll make up for so much more lost time, you know, by doing that than just saying no. And the power of no, rejection fuels commitment, right? So if you keep saying no, people are going to be like, oh, why she really like is firm.
Yes.
You know, so just be firm and be really careful. Don't be guarded, but just know that you know.
Right.
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
You always know the truth. And
Yeah.
that hit of intuition will always tell you the truth about what is happening.
Yeah.
And it is very sad to me, because a lot of the people, they are very wounded.
And
right?
they're also very threatened.
Confused.
Right.
And so that portion of themselves will align with the darkness in another.
Yeah.
And help them to follow that, right?
Correct.
And it's so the discernment is so confusing.
There
That's
is
why-
no discernment
Yes.
in that community.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
It's being preached, but it's not being practiced.
It's not being practiced.
Yeah, and I think, you know, a lot of people are really threatened about, you know, I mean, look at me and you. Would you want, I get this all the time. Would you want your husband to be your healer, right? Because there's so much trust issues with people. So it's always their own thing.
Stuff.
It's always their own thing.
Yeah.
And also, you know, a lot of people don't want to see other people thrive in the same, you know, career or environment. And I'm the biggest fan of every single one of my friends, like always, you know. And if somebody is doing something to help this is a great one. All of that community, and a lot of those, I always ask people, when's the last time you did any community service? What are you doing for the planet? Never.
Exactly.
I don't know one. I can't. You know what I'm saying? So people who are not actually here doing something that in a service industry, they're in the service industry to help other people, but aren't actually doing anything purposefully for the planet or for the earth or for people. That's also a big red flag.
Red flag.
But what are you actually doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to just know that we're all here for a greater purpose. What are we here for if we're not here to help one another? Please tell me. And if you can't do that, or if anybody in your circle isn't aligned with that, then you're better off having no friends and no community or build it yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love that you said, you know, you didn't listen to that intuition and it kind of ended up screwing you, girl.
Beyond screwing.
Oh, yeah. No, literally. My whole life got dismantled within a couple hours last year because I didn't listen to my intuition the first 1,000,000,000 times, you know?
Yeah.
I kept saying, oh, no, God, that's just a pink flag. You know what I'm saying? That's not... That's
and I would like to also say that I'm here to admit any of my mistakes. Like, I am not perfect. Believe it or not, I'm human. Because everyone, you know, it's also a really big... medal to carry when you're everyone's healer, right? And everyone looks at you like,
but you're
so
not
up here.
Yes.
But also, we're here to learn. But the difference is you have to learn from that lesson or you're going to make the same mistake again.
Exactly.
So you have to be able to just keep moving forward. Don't make the same mistake twice.
Right.
That's on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I always tell people, do not pedestalize me. I am no different than anybody else out here.
Yeah.
I'm literally the girl that just literally walked through the stuff and did the research and knows the tools.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not
Just
different
do it.
from you.
Just do the work.
Do the work.
I know. And then don't go backwards. Like you just can't, if you go back to the same environment that made you sick to begin with, you're going to be there. Right. And
Yes.
so it's like, just don't do it. Like Drake, don't do it. Please don't do it. If one of us goes in, then we all go through it
Yes.
for real. Like, please. Like, and I was carrying that for a while because it was because of me that a lot of other people had to suffer, because I made a mistake on that intuition and trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's an effect for everyone. So be so conscious and really disciplined about your decisions.
Yes. Take accountability. It is so important for you to take accountability. If you do not take accountability, you will not change.
1,000,000%. And a lot of that what we're speaking about in the distortion of those communities is there's no accountability. Nobody will ever admit anything.
Because it's
Nobody.
victim mentality. Oh, it's their fault.
Yes.
Oh, she did this to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because of her. Because she crazy. Because
Don't you feel like it's kind of like a reality show over there, and you're just like,
it is, because you know what, the first thing that I think when something bad happens or when like my life got dismantled, I'm looking at me like, how did I create this? What did I do to create this? Like,
see,
how did I?
But and that's the goddess mentality. That's you're working for God.
Yes.
What did I do, and how can I better myself?
How can I better this?
Everyone else, what did they do, and why did they do that to me?
Because I really believe we are the creators of our reality.
100%.
Everything that exists in this third dimension in our reality is because of something that we thought, something that we felt, something within us. And so when we can take our power back by saying, yes, I create my reality, it is not because of that person or that thing. Like, I created this. So how can I change myself, frequency and vibration? How can I do better the next time so I don't create this drama in my life?
Amen. Yes. Please.
So you have to.
You have to.
To be able to grow, it's accountability. So if you see people out there not taking accountability for their actions and blaming everybody else, that's a big red flag as well.
Of course. And I think people are also so scared to do the work because those are the people that have the most, to really uncover and get rid of. But, I just want to say to everybody watching, like, you literally can change your entire life, your mindset, your circle.
Yes.
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Right.
Right? And so you really have to remove everything that is not in alignment, even if you still think it's in alignment. Like, what am I going to do if, I elevate? Like, where am I going to go? And, it is scary. It's really scary to go through that and, change your personality at whatever age or your marital status or your job or whatever it is. But if you continue on that path, it's just a gateway to destruction.
Yes.
Oh
my God, it so is.
And everyone feels it. Your kids, your animals, your workplace. Like, let's just come together, fix it, and make it better.
Yes, exactly. And realize that we don't have to come from a place of fear, right? I've been telling people, if you're not in alignment with these people, let them go. Yeah. Because the minute that you let it go, the more aligned comes in. Like, you cannot allow the aligned to come in if you're grabbing and holding on to the people that are not.
Yeah. And I want to say, like, to take it back to what we said at the beginning, you don't need to worry about what everyone else is going to do or how it's going to pan out. Just worry about yourself. Same with everybody goddamn business. Just worry about your own business and go on with it, right?
Exactly.
Like, just do you, and do it to your most beautiful, highest self. Do it for that little girl or that little boy,
right.
Like, go back and just give yourself all the love that you are missing.
Exactly. And then watch how your life blossoms on the external.
Because then you're vibrating at a different frequency, and that frequency is going to attract this kind of connection.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
it's crazy. It's not as hard as it
really
seems.
isn't.
It really isn't.
It really isn't
Yeah.
as hard. All you have to do is really just go inward.
Yeah.
just what is going on within you that's causing you pain. You
Go
know,
in and take all that bullshit out, and you're good.
Girl, at the end of last year, I was like, I'm not coming into this new year with some of these
hell
people.
no.
I'm not following.
Say-
so girl, unfollow.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Like,
I'm an unfollower.
yeah, seriously. And I feel so...
Block.
Serious? Girl, I was going through
It's
my
our new song.
phone. Seriously,
No, I
we need to
changed
make
my
one.
phone number.
Yeah.
I have to. I'm just thinking here. I'm like, I need to. It's too much access.
That's what I was just telling my EAs.
Access is so important. And then,
Girl.
one of those things just throws you off, and you're like, I can't.
I was just telling my EAs that literally like 2 days ago. Like,
No
I need to get a
access.
whole new phone.
Do
And
it.
just,
It'll
like,
change your life.
Yes.
Give 5 people, all 5 of your assistants. That's it. That's all you need. No,
Exactly.
seriously. Or
Because-
have a work phone. But
And
nobody.
think about energetic cords. You know?
Always.
Even if you're not talking to somebody, if they're in your realm of world,
They're in the fields. It's still there.
Cord.
Cut
They're
it.
still corded.
Cut the cords.
Boom.
That's what we do. A lot of cord cutting in our work.
Oh no, it's serious. You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
It's energy.
Yeah.
It's all energy. It was so crazy, girl. Let me tell you a story. So last year, I lost probably 95% of everyone around me.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm shedding. Okay. No, it was the year of the snake. So I did. I
Yeah.
shed a whole reality.
Beautiful.
A whole reality.
Yeah.
And I was trying to grasp onto some of the people, like, because I was like, I love them.
I
They're
can
my
help.
family. I can't believe, like, they hate me now. They think I'm some sort of, I'm like heartbroken, right?
Yeah, it's sad.
It is sad. But I was like really holding on. And I was even talking to my EAs about this, like, oh, I was sad, brokenhearted. And then a week later, after months of being sad about it, I was like in my head and I'm like, you know what? I have to let these people go with love.
Yeah.
Because they just don't see, they don't see me. So they're not meant to see who I am,
Yeah.
right? They're not meant to see me for who I am and where I'm at in this time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm letting them go with love.
Yeah.
Like, I wish you the best. And energetically, I was just like, I'm letting these people go with love. Do you know, a week later,
Everyone
I
came
met
up.
the person that I needed to do something that I wanted to do in a bigger, more serious way for me that's more aligned with my path. And it was like, boom, just came in. And that's what I was afraid to lose.
Yeah.
I'm like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that?
It's
God always
isn't
takes
it
care of
wild?
you.
Always, God's got you, and it's a beautiful story because I was in a similar position, and I just looked at everyone who was involved in it, and I was like, you know what? I've said what I needed to say. You can believe me or not. It's
Yeah.
up to you. But my truth, it's gonna come back around.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, this year, every single person is back,
Mm-hmm.
and it's beautiful because you can't also, if you see something that only you see that,
Yeah.
right? Everyone else is seeing something different.
Right.
Like even this table, like you're seeing a different color
Uh-huh.
or structure than I am, right? The same goes for your environment and your people. Like you have to be able to just be so solid and true in who you are, and they will come back around if you
They're
let
meant to.
them, or
Yeah.
if they actually align back with the truth that you were originally, talking about in the first place. And if not, like it doesn't matter. You have 8 billion other people, like
Yes.
it's gonna be fine. And it's true, like you said, when you start shedding all of the negativity, all of the people, all of the even food, whatever it is that you're doing to change, you will systematically see your life change so quickly when you make those
girl.
decisions. As same as when you say yes to healing,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're telling the universe and yourself, I don't want this in my life anymore. Take it. Be careful because it will happen. And
Oh,
when it
yeah.
happens rapidly, you get the boost in confidence again. Like, oh my God, why was I even like thinking I
Yes.
can't do something? Right?
Yes,
You
yes.
know?
I'm always telling people it might be hard in the moment, but your future self is gonna look back like, girl,
I told
needed to
you."
go." Yes, yes, exactly. And it's like, allow God to show you the way. It was so crazy, Shayoon, because I had kind of lost my way for so many years. It was like I lost my connection with God. I stopped praying, I stopped. And I had, for the past like 5 years, a low-level anxiety about everything. And I'm like, I don't know where this is coming from because I started to believe that I am God, which, yes, we have a piece of God within us, so we have that God energy, right? But
wow.
I'm not God,
Oh,
right?
no, wow, yeah.
I'm not God. I
really-
had a whole experience and I felt guilty for asking God to help me get through a situation because I'm like, if I'm God, why do I have to ask God to help me to get through something? Because I have the
Oof,
power. And
wow.
girl, it messed me up spiritually. I was all
Yeah.
confused for a couple months, and I'm like, what am I? Where am I? I'm like, I don't understand. And I feel like that, unfortunately, has confused a lot of the people in the community, because it's like it's being taught that we are God, right? But it needs discernment of how you think about that. Yes, we are connected to God. Therefore, we have that God power, divine source energy within us to create whatever it is that we want to create. Yes, but we are not God, because we are flawed, okay? We are not perfect by any means. And we are not just embodying love all day. We are human in this third dimensional form, right? So it's like we come in here with these traits of non-perfect, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like that really confused me, and I had to make a whole video about it, because I was leading people down the path of you are God, you know? You can do whatever it is, and da-da-da.
Oh, and God was like, sit down, girlfriend.
Listen.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh my God. I mean, even this morning, oh my God.
Oh my God.
This morning I'm walking around our place and I'm like, I love you, God.
Yes.
Keep showing me your magic.
What
you
did
know?
I tell you earlier? Everybody that is acting out of alignment needs God.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes.
There's no other answer. Like, you need
Exactly.
help
Yeah.
with sit with God, which is also sit with yourself to
Yes.
become anything of an embodiment of that.
Yes,
You know? I can look
absolutely.
at so many people and be like, oh, you need to pray a little bit. Like, go sit and really clear it, because there's nothing else. You can't even, if you do not believe in a higher power, and that higher power being higher than you,
Yeah.
it's not going to work.
Oh
Your
my
life is
God.
not going to work. I
It's not.
have friends, really, really close friends, and people not as close anymore in my life because they do not believe in God.
Yeah.
And I respect everyone, all religions and all of that, but I will, and this is this bold statement, and I'm going to get a lot of shit for this on the podcast, but if you do not believe in a higher power and you don't believe in God, then you are going to struggle your way through this dimension.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be part of the old earth.
Absolutely.
And that's what they want. They want to keep you subscribed and prescribed on the hamster wheel, eat, sleep, entertainment, nothing else.
Listen.
And you are the guinea pig, and you're the
Exactly.
robot, and you're winning for them.
Exactly.
For the dark forces, you
Yes.
can do that. You want to be light force?
You have to be rooted in God. Everything needs to be rooted
Ooh,
in
I have
God,
chills.
girl. Me
Yes,
too.
100
Seriously.
million
And even if you're a relationship, if your relationship is not rooted in God, then your relationship will fail.
Any relationship.
Yes. Any.
Friendship.
Yes.
Children.
Family.
Food. I don't
Yes.
start anything without prayer. Nothing.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
I did a whole prayer before I came here for this. Like I was at the summit, and I was with all my creator friends and my videographer and all of my friends, and these are like big, macho guys too, and I make them all hold hands at lunch, and I'm like, come on guys, they're gonna pray, and they're all like, oh, Shayoon, but they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
You just have to spark one person, inspire one person, but how do you feel when you say give thanks to something? You can change the molecular structure of our water.
Sure
Why wouldn't you
can.
change your own intentions and your
Right.
own heart? Why don't you make your path lit up? You can light up your own path.
Yes.
Just say it.
Yes. Yes, it's
Even
that
if it's for
easy.
2 seconds. That's our main teaching. Before 50-50 rule, before you go to sleep, no phones. Why? Right? Because when you are constantly on a program, those programs are there for a reason. They're
Yes.
programmed to make you
to program you.
to make you dark, right? Or to
Yes.
put your light down. And so in the morning, same thing. Do not touch that.
Yes.
Ask yourself, sit with yourself. Check in with yourself before you check in with the rest of the world. What do I need today?
Yeah.
But first and foremost, you open your eyes, you better say thank you.
Yes.
You better be in full gratitude that you
Gratitude.
even woke up today,
Gratitude.
regardless of how sick you are, regardless of how bad you feel like your situation is, regardless of anything. If you do not live by gratitude, which is literally formed by God, then it's just not going to work, you know?
Right. And that's why the low level anxiety, that's why everything crashed and burned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I was just not in alignment with what I know to be true today.
You are
And
not
it's-
designed to be sick.
No.
You are not. You are a beautiful, absolute spiritual being.
Yes.
Having a spiritual experience.
Yes.
Get started.
Right.
You know,
right,
and it
exactly.
just literally starts back to coming back with love, coming back into love,
Uh-huh.
giving that gratitude, and then really putting a light bubble around yourself every single day is my main thing. Like, I can't go out into the streets if I haven't sat with myself yet, or I will be the monk that's like flipping off the camera.
Yeah.
With the, you've seen that meme. It's just non-negotiable.
Right.
You have to come back to that, but you also have to practice. And practice, they say practice makes perfect, but no one's perfect. So why practice? Have you ever heard that? But perfection is not the goal.
Yeah.
And I think everybody else is practicing so much to make their image perfect that they're forgetting who they really are, which is where the inauthenticity comes from in that community.
Yes.
Right? And
Through
so
ego. It's
instead of
ego-based.
practicing for your ego and instead of practicing for your fake image and your fake Instagram and your fake followers and your fake likes and your instead of luring people into something fake, try doing something authentic, but start with yourself.
Yes.
And I think true happiness comes from you knowing who you are. If I asked a lot of people, do you know who you are? They'd just be like, yes. And I'm like, no, I really just don't think you really know who you are or who you want to be.
Yeah.
And in order to get there, you have to go to God. Sit down, get on your knees and go there, and just ask for it. You can get anything you want. Anything. Manifestation, affirmations are real.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are,
I
girl.
told you, I'm leaving in a few days before we book this. And then I said, no, God, like, present something so I can stay. Boom, we booked our podcast the next day. It's easy, but you have to be in alignment with it. And if it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen.
Yes. You know what I was figuring out the other day? I want to see your opinion on this. So if you're aligned with your ego, right, you can create a ton of stuff in this third dimensional world because the universe, God, source, whatever, it gives you back what you are, not what you want, right? So if you're in so much ego and you're like creating all of this abundance, right? And it's like, oh, you can live the life, you can become a celebrity, you can have the mansions, you can drive the private jets, you can have all the things if you're aligned with that ego. But can you sit in a dark room by yourself with no other stimulus and be okay and be in peace?
No.
Never.
Babe,
Never.
I said this yesterday to somebody. I was like, let me sit around a table here in this city and see how many people, if I said, can you light a fire in the desert? How many men would even say yes? How many women can say, I can just go? I mean, I don't even wear shoes at home. Like sometimes I'm at the gym and I'm like, shit, I forgot my shoes. I don't care about anything that has any value in the material world in that sense to where you have to be in a living space of no attachment. And everyone is so attached to their egos, to the material of it, to what you're supposed to have, all these mansions and all of that. Why is your goal to have all of that without the other part? Like the other part should be first. You should be solid in your finances before you're driving your Lamborghini. You're financing, like, even
You should
people.
be solid in your finances before you start teaching people about finances, okay? I
mean, it's just simple like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you should be, everything that matters should actually be, just ground foundational things. Like, happiness should matter to you before your new bag. And this is really important because people always say to me, well, you like really nice things and, you're still in that world. You could take every single one of my nice things right now and I would not shed one tear
in
because
that world, but
it's
not
not
of
who
that
I
world.
am. It's not who I am, but I also have to come into this world.
Yes.
And when I come, because why? I have to influence the influencers who are not influencers.
Yes.
You're not an influencer if you're not influencing anything positive. I'm sorry. Nobody cares about your skincare routine,
Right.
really. And if they do, then we have a big problem. Like you can't promote all of these things and expect real change, because the problem is everybody, all these little girls and all these kids, they're all looking up to these influencers, and so it's like, why don't you influence something better, get yourself better, and I guarantee you won't promote all the other stuff. Just don't have attachment to it. I have to go into this world because I have to be relatable to the people that I'm trying to influence. If I come up to you with no deodorant on, no makeup on, and I look like a hippie and I have grass in my hair, you're gonna be like, who is this bitch, right? No, thank you.
Seriously.
Because why? They judge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I also enjoy it. I
Yeah.
enjoy art is not anything else but art.
Right.
And if you want to judge on that, it's fine, but just don't have attachment.
Yeah, and I love that too. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I love my luxury stuff. I really
same.
do.
You
I
can
love
be
a
spiritual.
comfortable
You can
lifestyle.
be spiritual and love luxury, but
Yes.
you've worked to get there, and
Yes.
yours is real. Your
Yes.
intentions are real
Yes,
with it.
yes,
Okay?
because
you
it's
are not your
about
bag.
that.
You are not your bag.
It's
You are
about
not your
the
new
people.
Yeah.
It's about the people.
Exactly.
I'm like, that's what fills me up.
Yeah.
I don't get the fill up feeling of gratitude and magic sparkles in my body
Yeah.
when I get a bag.
You know,
but
same.
I get it when the people come up to me, and the woman. I mean, I had a woman come up to me. She was like, you know what? Just because of the work that you were talking about in your speech, now I'm confident I'm going to continue my path. I was questioning myself. and
that's
this
what it's
woman is like,
about.
yes.
If you could change one person's life, I mean, what else is more valuable than that?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. That's what fills me up.
I love
That's
you.
what is important.
Thank you
Yes,
for all the work
too.
you're doing.
No, girl, you. And I just love it so much that we've connected because you're right. It's like the people that are on the same vibration right now, the ones that are really trying to do the good work, the
Yeah.
light workers are really coming together.
Yeah.
And the ones that are kind of the false narratives are
Yeah.
falling into a group together.
Yeah.
And so the split, I think last year,
I love it.
It was like the split became like this. And I'm
Good.
like, I
Good.
don't, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like,
There's
whoa.
only so long the mask can stay on before it falls off.
Yeah,
You know? Like,
yeah.
let it go. Let
Yeah.
them go.
Exactly.
No one really cares.
I know. And girl, I was just so much in fear because I lost so many people last year. You know, I was
Congratulations.
like, no, I'm so
They lost you, by
grateful.
the way.
Girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you.
Yeah, it's true.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. You know what? I'm so grateful to God for what happened. And I really feel like if your higher self, right, knows that there is something for you, your higher self will make an agreement to needs to happen for you,
Yeah.
right?
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
And,
so
if
it's
you
like,
don't, it's just going to be harder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so things start working behind the scenes for you
Yeah.
without your understanding in this humanly body,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And so it takes a while to sometimes understand why things happen, but it's like you got to just keep pushing it, keep your faith, keep trusting.
100%.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
I love it.
Yes, girl. Oh my God. Okay, wait, let's talk about your music before
Oh,
this
okay.
ends. Yes, because I see your videos and I see, oh my God, girl. I'm like, she's so fine. Yes, girl. Do it.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. So what, like, how did you start that? What made you even, like, go in that direction?
You know, I have always been a big dancer. I grew up dancing and I grew up listening to Sufi music, Qawwali music with my dad, which is highly spiritual. And all they talk about is God. And so it's a very niche thing, like to be able to understand what a Qawwali really is.
Yeah.
And so I just grew up like, man, like this is like devotion music, like, but devotion in a trance. Like it's such a vibe. I'm going to send you the tracks. But I was in Dubai. Dubai is a very golden point for me. I was in Dubai at another big speaking engagement, and I brought my band with me, and I was doing a meditation and a healing on stage, and I won't say the names because the song's not out yet, but there was a Grammy Award-winning artist in the audience, and I went to lunched with him, which turned into dinner, which turned into the next 3 days, and he was like, he's like, there's something missing on this album that I'm doing. And so I was like, listen to it. And it's with another massive, like one of the biggest musicians in the world right now. What do you think it needs? And so I just dropped a rap that like came to me, but in Punjabi. And he's like, that's what it is. And then within 2 seconds, I was recording in New York City, and I have a song coming out with like 2 Grammy Award winning artists that hasn't come out yet still because it's a big project. So I kind of was like, and also when you do so much service work, and I work really, really closely with children who have been sexually abused, and I'm really in the anti-trafficking scene and all of that. It's heavy work. So I really wanted to have another outlet as well of expression. So when I moved to Kenya, the same thing happened, and I met a different artists. And then it just started to be like something that I thought of, like, what if we could change the lyrics and the vibration of the music to where people are actually chanting good things versus like all the stuff that you hear, you know? And I get it. I'm a hip hop girl. I'm from America. Like I'm a hood, you know, Pac, and we grew up on Pac and Biggie, right? But what if we could just actually make nice music and that can inspire people? But also, like I said earlier, the aim is to get to the top to be able to influence and heal those people. If it can heal some musicians that are huge, right? The music will change, and then our youth will change. And then the youth's youth will change. And that's, so I'm working on a lot of music right now. My passion is definitely in the Indian and Pakistani realm of Punjabi and but also my goal is just to make people have fun again and dance. And like my last song, you know, I brought all the kids from the slums to dance, and the profits of the song are going to that foundation that I was going to tell you to come do a mission trip with. So everything in purpose. I don't do anything that doesn't have a purpose.
Right.
It's just why.
Very intentional.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So new music coming out soon as well. And also, by the way, for all of your listeners, if you click this link that I'll give for you, I would love to gift everybody the free trial to my app and to all of the meditations and to the healing program. So just for you guys as well, because it just start today.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Oh my gosh, girl. You're just like the embodiment of the divine, feminine, godly. I'm really honored that we finally got a chance to connect. And I knew it was, you know, it was destiny anyways. Yeah. And it's just like, I can't believe people could even have a negative word to say about you, because the minute I just saw you, I'm like, oh yeah, you know, she's light.
Thank you. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect us, right? Because we're so much light that it bounces off. So like, it's not going to stop me. You know, I can let it. Yeah. If I wanted to, but I don't care. Yes. I actually just don't care. I have so much more important things to do, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So much more important things to worry about than, you know, worry about some hatred here and there.
Or I just don't have time to even worry. Yeah. Like, whatever.
I know.
Do that.
Yes. Y'all be there.
God bless you.
Right. I'm going to be over here living my magic.
Yeah.
Making songs with Grammy award-winning artists. All right?
Yeah.
Seriously. Yeah. So, Shayoon, where can people find you? What are you working on? Let's just get all your stuff out there. I'm definitely 1,000,000% committing to coming on a mission trip.
Yes. Okay.
This
amazing.
Year.
So I'm working on a lot of things. I'm building a center in Nairobi. It's the first healing center in Nanyuki under Mount Kenya, also with mission. So we're going to put an orphanage there, a kids' school, a safe house maybe. I'm working on a film right now. I'm filming a documentary movie to help spread awareness for child sexual abuse. And you can find me on Instagram at Shayoon _ because somebody stole my other name. And Shayoon _ and then thelightforcecenter.com.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing. Well, I cannot wait, Shayoon, to see your growth and just how you prosper in the next coming years.
Thank you so much.
You're really making ripples and changing the world for the better. And it's just, like I said, it's just been such an honor to sit with you. And I can't believe like we're literally sitting in Dubai.
Me too. And guess what? You manifested it. So we're staying longer, and we're going to go to lunch and sit more.
Yes, we are. Exactly. Definitely stay in touch, Shayoon. And I swear, you know, any help that you need to help forward your mission.
Absolutely.
I would absolutely love to help you, because I really feel like there's so much unfortunate abuse, you know, that happens in the world.
Yeah. And if anybody's struggling, and anyone that's listening to this too, like I absolutely respond to everything on my own. I do have a team, but I respond to all my messages. If you need help at all, we have a beautiful community on our app. I have so many healers that I've trained. If you just need someone to talk to as well, please, like, don't hesitate. We have so many people that are willing to help you.
Amazing.
As well. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is so good. Same vibe, girl. I always print some questions, you know, but I was like, I never even looked at it. I'm like, we don't need no questions.
Let it go. Yeah.
Flow.
Absolutely. Love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. That was another episode of Unlimited with Elisabeth Carson and Shayoon. Make sure you tap the links in the description, and make sure you guys give her a follow. This woman is literally doing God's work and helping so many people. So support the cause, and you start today.
This This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. The views expressed are those of the hosts and guests and don't necessarily reflect those of the producers or affiliates. We do not guarantee the accuracy of the content. Please verify information and seek professional advice when needed. By listening, you agree not to hold us liable for any actions taken based on this content. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you enjoy the episodes ahead. Love unlimited, feel unlimited.
Before we wrap, if you're done living in loop mode, the addictions, the emotional swings, the stuck seasons, start with a tool that actually shifts your state. Go to unlimitedmeditationpack.com and download the free pack I created. It's 5 targeted meditations with theta entrainment frequencies that drop you into the zone where real subconscious reprogramming happens. These sessions calm your system, clear the old patterns, and open you up to better health, better connections, more clarity, and a life that finally moves. Start there. unlimitedmeditationpack.com.